going on, guys, and welcome back to another Pokemon Wi-Fi battle. Today I have another PU match. This one is against Macho from Twitter, and I brought myself a pretty fun team here. I decided to bring Articuno because I was like, fuck it, Team Mystic all day, and Articuno never gets enough love. I mean, it's down here in PU, thing just never gets to see the light of day. But yeah, so I'm also bringing a Raichu, which is pretty fun. I haven't used a Sandslash in like 25 fortnights, so looking at my opponent's team, I'm for sure afraid of the slacking. Those things are assholes and they can hit really hard. I honestly didn't really bring anything that wants to take attacks from that guy, so I'm gonna have to find a way around that thing. And my other main worry is the Dusclops. I always find problems with Dusclops, honestly. I didn't bring anything with knockoff here. My Sandslash was supposed to have it, but as I got into the match, I realized I didn't have freaking knockoff, so that's gonna be annoying. But Dusclops is a defensive pain in the dick, so let's go ahead and hop into the match here. So I decided to lead off with my Sandslash just to get up Stealth Rocks, and he's going to go ahead and lead off with his Fear Zone, which is the Dusclops, and I'm like, that I am definitely afraid. I'm in the fucking Fear Zone right now. So Sandslash ordinarily would have knockoff in this point. I probably would go for that first, but I don't freaking have it, which is obviously why I haven't used this damn Sandslash in forever. But I get up my Stealth Rock, which is nice. And he takes this opportunity to go ahead and throw some balls of fire at me, which is going to burn me, and that kind of makes Sandslash pretty useless for the rest of this match, other than Rapid Spin, but it didn't look like he even had a Stealth Rocker on his team. So Knuckles is unfortunately going to have like zero offensive presence here, so I decided to go for the Toxic, trying to land it on the Dusclops. I knew he was probably going to switch, but getting a Toxic on anything is not too bad. So the Cacturn comes in to get a nice welcoming gift of a poison, and at this point I know he's probably going to go for the substitute, or at least that's what I expected. You see a Cacturn you probably expected to set up, so I was kind of worried about this thing setting up some Swords Dances. I knew that. I do not want to take a Seed Bomb to the face, so I go ahead and get my Sandslash out of there as I go into my Muck here. So he actually just goes straight for the Swords Dance. He's like, you know what, fuck it, I'm just going to start dancing with some swords over here, but honestly, Muck is not too afraid. I know that the only real attacking move that he could go for is the Sucker Punch, so I predict that and just go for Curse. And that's going to raise my attack and defense, which is really nice. That's going to allow me to take a Sucker Punch later on if I need to, so I'm just enjoying my stat boost over here as Cacturn's just getting hurt by his poison. So he's going to go for the Seed Bomb here, expecting me to probably just continue setting up. He doesn't want to miss another Sucker Punch, so I do actually just go for another Curse. The Seed Bomb really doesn't do too much damage to me at all. Muck kind of just eats that up. Seeds are actually his part of his balanced diet, so he's enjoying that. But Cacturn's just gonna keep on getting hurt by his poison, and at this point I kind of wanted this thing gone. So he goes for the Seed Bomb one more time. It's gonna put me above half still, so I'm pretty confident with that, and I'm able to finish this thing off with a nice little poison jab. So that is going to be a dead-ass Cacturn, and I love to see that because Cacturns are pretty damn scary if they do set up like that. So luckily I had a Muck around to be able to take them seeds. So now he's going to go back into the Dusclops, and here I decided to actually switch out. I could have gone for the Poison Jab just to try to get as much damage as possible. I do have the attack boost, but I did not want to take a Will-O-Wisp. Burning my my Muck is going to mess me up later, so I decided to actually switch into Raticate, as he actually just goes for the Disable, which was kind of interesting to me because I really expected him to go for the Will-O-Wisp on that first turn, but Joint just burns himself. He's like, fine, if you're not going to do it, I'll freaking do it myself. So the Flame Orb comes in, and then I'm just going to U-turn out of here, and now I decide to go into my Articuno. So he's going to go for the Disable yet again. He really wants to disable some shit, as I'm just going to go for a substitute, expecting him to go for the Will-O-Wisp. I do bait him into the Will-O-Wisp, and my Beanbag is not going to allow that funny business. So I'm sitting here behind the substitute, and I decided just to go for the Freeze Dry here, just to kind of see how much damage it was going to do. It honestly does absolutely no damage. I really wish I just had Ice Beam on this motherfucker, but I have freaking Freeze Dry, so it's not going to do a whole lot. I also have Hurricane, so I can just risk the miss, but it is going to be more damage. But honestly, this Dusclops doesn't really have a whole lot to do to me other than just the Nightshade. So I go for the Hurricane just to see how much damage that's going to do, and it's looking like it's going to be a 2-hit KO, but he's going to hit me with a freaking Disable, and that is kind of annoying because now I am not going to be able to kill this thing unless I get a Freeze Dry crit. I'm like, come on, let's get a crit here. Please don't have Rest. It actually knocks it down to like 20 HP, but he goes for the Pain Split, which is pretty damn shitty because that's going to put him above half, and that's going to set me at about half. So at least this thing doesn't have like Rest and Sleep Talk. I feel like that's kind of more annoying, but I'm going to go for another Freeze Dry. I'm like, you know what, screw it. I'm just going to keep on attacking this thing. I don't have to worry about the damage from Nightshade because I do actually have Roost on this thing. So having the reliable form of recovery really makes me pretty comfortable in this matchup. After the leftovers here, it's going to set me at 52, so I knew I could take at least one more Nightshade, and then I could 2-hit KO this thing with Freeze Dry. But he goes for another Pain Splits, which is going to give him a little bit of health. It's going to put me down to 38, and it's looking like after the leftovers, I am going to die to another Nightshade. So I do have to go for Roost here, as he's actually going to go ahead and switch out of here. He goes into his Gourgeist, which was a pretty questionable play. I wasn't really sure why he went into that thing. My mindset here was that Freeze Dry was going to be a nice little 2-hit KO on this, so I wasn't too worried about your damn pumpkin, as I'm going to Roost up, get a ton of my health back, and at this point I expect him to probably just want to set up a Leech Seed. Really, it seems like the only thing this damn pumpkin could do to me, so I'm just going to stay in here, and I'm like, you know what, my best option is to probably just go for the Freeze Dry, just to kind of scout out how much damage it's going to be. Hurricane actually did get no longer disabled, so that's really nice. I didn't want to miss though, so I was like, you know what, fuck it, I'm just going to go for the Freeze Dry, the guaranteed 2-hit KO, as he actually went for a Leech Seed and missed, so it's like, thank you Articuno for going ahead and dodging those damn seeds. Seems like there's seeds all over this damn battle so far, but yeah, so the amount of HP the Gourgeist had left kind of told me that Freeze Dry was going to kill this thing, so I go for it, and Articuno let me down. Like, what the fuck, bro? He lives it with like 1 HP, and that allows him to set up a Leech Seed. I was like, you couldn't just finish this thing off, Articuno? Like, what's your damn problem? But I guess it's not really the end of the world being Leech Seeded. I basically get a free kill against this damn Gourgeist, and these things are pretty difficult to take care of, so honestly, I'll trade my Articuno being Leech Seeded for a kill against a Gourgeist, because these things are really hard to knock down, especially in PU. Honestly, you use these in NU and they shine. I don't know why it's in PU, but they have no damn business being in PU. You're too good, you fucking pumpkin. So I go for one more Freeze Dry. That is going to take care of it, and Articuno got a kill, so hey, I feel like that's a damn win on my end. Plus, there's no Stealth Rock, so it's like, hey, Articuno, you're having yourself a field day out here. So he's now going to bring out Harambe, and honestly, he goes for the Retaliate. I did not want to switch. I figured Articuno was probably the least useful Pokemon for the matchup at this point, for the remaining Pokemon he had, so I just let that thing die. And it looks like Harambe got his revenge. He went for Retaliate. That's kind of funny. But I bring out my Mr. Mime here. I am Choice Scarfed. I'm going to go for the Focus Blast as he goes into the Dusclops, which was an obvious play. I probably should have predicted that. I don't know why I went for the Focus Blast. Honestly, the second I clicked it, I was like, fuck, he's going to bring in the damn Ghost again. And at this point, I know he's going to go for the Pain Split, and all of my Pokemon have full health, so there's really nothing I could do, as I'm just going to switch into Ratatouille here, as I figured I'm just going to set up a nasty plot, think some nasty-ass thoughts here for a second. After the nasty plot, I am going to be able to one-hit KO this thing with Thunderbolts, as he's just going to go for the Will-O-Wisp, so I was like, that's completely fine. Raichu doesn't give a shit about a burn because I'm a special attacker, obviously. And one Thunderbolt is going to knock out the Dusclops, which is an amazing sight to see because Dusclops is the damn bane of my existence. So, down goes that thing, and that's both of his walls actually knocked out, and that's really nice for me. So, he's now going to go into his Pikachu here, and I was like, oh shit, I've seen this episode of the anime, I know what's about to happen, and he goes for the Fake Out, and that is going to knock out my Raichu, so what the fuck, Pikachu beat Raichu yet again, and I was pretty salty about that, but I honestly didn't expect Fake Out. But here I'm going to go into Knuckles. I know that even though I'm burned, an Earthquake probably would take out Pikachu's Frail ass, so I just go for the Earthquake as he's actually going to switch into the Dusclops. So he gets hit by the Stealth Rock, and then Earthquake, me being burned, it's really not going to do a whole lot to this damn thing. It's still above half, and I was like, shit, I know what this motherfucker's going to do. He's definitely going to set up the damn Quiver Dances, so I got to act quickly. So I know that I do have a Mr. Mime in the back of my team, which is Choice Scarfed, and after one Quiver Dance, I'm still able to outspeed. So I predict the Quiver Dance here, and I'm going to bring out the Housewife. So the Moth is going to be dancing over there, but I'm not really too worried about it because I know that I am Scarfed and I will still be able to outspeed. So at this point, I'm able to just kind of stay in and bait him into clicking Sludge Bomb because it looks pretty satisfying against a Fairy type, but I'm able to outspeed and Psychic is going to take care of the Dustox. So yet again, I did not get swept by a Dustox, and I'm pretty damn stoked about that. The day I get swept by a Dustox is going to be a shitty day. Let's leave it at that. But now he's going to bring back out Harambe, I'm guessing just for the retaliation. There's really nothing I can do. I have to just stay in, and he is going to outspeed me, which shows me he is Choice Scarfed. And down goes Mr. Mime, but I kind of had to do that because there's really nothing else I could do at that point. But this allows me to bring in my freaking Raticates and a Facade. I was kind of expecting this to kill it, but Harambe is just not going to die that easily. But Eradicate does have Sucker Punch, so I go ahead and go for that as I get him to attack, and that is going to kill the gorillas. So see you later, Slacking. Those things are scary as fuck. So I'm glad to see you go. But at this point, all he has left is his other freaking rodent. We just got like a showdown of the rodents this match, honestly. But I know that he's just going to go for the fake out to be able to get as much damage as possible, but I go for the protect, and Eradicate's behind his protect like, la la la, you'll never touch me, bitch. I'm the superior rodent here. And he has no other choice than to attack, so I go for the Sucker Punch, and Pikachu is going to go down to that. So that is going to be the end of the match there. I thought that was a pretty fun one. I honestly really like playing PU just because all the Pokemon are hilarious. But leave a thumbs up on this video if you enjoyed, and I will see you guys later. Peace out.